Hello, this is Greg Brzezinski for Beardbrand, and today we have a special guest from behind the lens at @vbrzezinski on Instagram. Let's give it up for my son, Victor.
Hello everyone, how's it going?
Well, welcome, Victor. I see you all the time filming me, but most people actually don't. But I mentioned it in other clips that people have asked on Instagram and actually on YouTube why my son Victor doesn't have a beard. And as you can see, can you tell us what's going on with your face right now?
I have not shaved for 3 weeks, actually exactly today. I did it for November, and this is actually the first time I've ever really let my facial hair grow out and kind of just trying to see how it looks, and this is kind of where I'm at right now.
So are you surprised by the facial hair that you have?
Yes, I have much more facial hair than I thought I would. I have very good sideburns, which I kind of had an idea. My sideburns actually grow almost into my eye, kind of like Wolverine almost. Except I do not have any hair on my upper lip, maybe like one or two, so I cannot grow my father's famous handlebar mustache, which is kind of surprising to both of us, considering he's a very good mustache and mine is non-existent.
So let's back up a little bit. First of all, some basic stuff. How old are you?
I am 20 years old.
So Victor's my oldest child. I have a daughter who's 18, and she is Ava Brzezinski on Instagram. So Victor's 20, and I have to tell you, and I'm going to put a picture up on the screen here, comparing what my facial hair looked like at age 20 compared to what Victor's looks like at 20. He mentioned that it was surprising because even though there's a genetic component to your facial hair, usually running within families, my gray hair is very genetic. My father's gray, exactly the same. My aunt's gray. Everyone's gray hair is exactly the same. But my facial hair is actually quite different than my father's, and my facial hair is different from Victor's. So when I was 20 years old, I already had what you could see would be a mustache and a very small goatee, even though I didn't have to shave it but once a week. But I had zero sideburns. And Victor is actually the complete opposite. He has very little, there is some hair there, but it's not a lot compared to the way the sides have come in. So complete opposite. So you won't know how much facial hair you actually have until you go past a certain period. So although our facial hair patterns are different, as I said, he has strong sides. As a 20-year-old, when I was a 20-year-old, I had a strong middle. One thing that we do have in common, I guess we do have eyebrows in common. We have a similar hair pattern. We also have our noses in common, don't
Yes.
we? But as far as facial hair goes, we both have a weaker patch here, and I've talked about that, my bald patches, my thin patches. And Victor has...
I have actually the same bald patch, pretty much exactly identical to where yours is.
Yeah. So that might be a genetic component that is passed on through to all Brzezinski men. We'll see when Victor has a son. Any plans?
Not now.
Not now. So what do you actually think of the facial hair that you have right now?
I'm not really the biggest fan of it. I've let my hair grow before, and kind of like a 3-4 day beard for me is pretty much 5 o'clock shadow for most people, and I like that. But really growing my hair to this stage, really do not like it, and I don't know if I'll make it to the end of November before I actually shave it off.
So what do you think of beards in general?
If you can grow a beard, it looks good, but some people, if you can't grow a beard, unfortunately, you probably shouldn't. And it might just not be for you, or you just might not be able to yet. So
Yeah. So I think what you're trying to say, and what I've actually said before, is when you let your beard grow in, it's only then that you can take the inventory, and that you can see what I have, see what I got there. And I've said it before, sometimes you need to wait 3 months. In those cases, it's actually when you have more even distribution and you have some bald spots or some thinner patches, It's letting it grow to 30, 60, 90 days that you'll see that those patches can cover up. But some guys, especially who are younger, a 20-year-old, an 18 to 22, 24-year-old, might not have areas of hair on their face at all. So what do you think of other options, Victor, for facial hair? Would you consider a Donegal, which is actually a sea captain's beard and made most famous probably in America by former Surgeon General C. Everett Koop, who rocked probably the most strong Donegal out there, but he actually happened to be an admiral also, so I guess he was a sea captain. So would you ever consider keeping facial hair just to grow in what other people call it a chin strap?
I'm not sure, because even though I do grow hair in my chin, it's not as thick as it is on my sideburns. So maybe in a few years when it's thicker, I might consider that, but as of right now, I might just stay to clean shaven.
Right. So another option, we're talking options. Before he's shaving, he's already shaving this, can you tell? Another option, so on his facial hair, not a lot of mustache, not a lot of chin growth, but look at these sideburns. So this is 3 weeks worth of growth, and we've been kidding a lot lately that he will be able to rock a Wolverine kind of sideburn. Would you consider keeping stronger sideburns?
Definitely for the winter, because it is a little warmer and kind of why not, but long term, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So there are options. So if you have a hair pattern on your face, especially at a young age, where you don't have hair in certain areas, some guys will just grow this, like I was at 18 years old. So rock a goatee. In Victor's case, not a strong center, but very strong sides. Here's the opportunity to grow, pretty killer long sideburns, mutton chops even. So take inventory of your own hair and see see what you actually have. But once again, if you see that it's not growing in and you don't like the way it looks, waiting that 90 days is not going to improve Victor's mustache. So at a certain point, he might want to cut his losses and actually shave. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so there's, obviously great looks of men who have shaven faces. I rocked a shaved face for a long time. So let's see what happens to Victor. I don't know if you'll make it to Thanksgiving. We're right before the holidays here. And like you said before, we're 3 weeks into November. So just roughly a week left. Do you think you'll make it to the end of the month?
We'll see. I might want to have a clean face for Thanksgiving pictures.
Okay, I thought that was coming. So anyhow, take inventory of your own facial hair, and it's okay if your facial hair isn't coming in to cut your losses basically and go ahead and shave. But you can take inventory again next year. November or Movember is an excellent time to do that. You can also do that when you're on a break or a spring break or on a summer vacation, taking inventory of your hair. And so give it another chance in 6 months or give it another chance in a year and see what your facial hair will do for you. So once again, I'd like to thank you all. Comment below and tell us how your early beard journeys, there's a lot of younger guys who are watching this, who are growing or going on their beard journey for the first time. Tell us how your beards are coming in. And so until we meet again, beard on.
Beardbrand is a premium men's grooming company with products not only for your beard, but also your hair and body. Do yourself a favor and head over to beardbrand.com and take care of yourself. Or you can stick around and watch a few more of our awesome videos.